Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I have always been a fan of Deborah Fisher and her cute creations at Fish Museum and Circus. So join me today as we debut her first line and we make it into an awesome quilt. Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I have a really fun project for you today. I've been a fan of Deborah Fisher's for years, and she has Fish Museum and Circus, and she makes all these cute little thingamals and little dolls and pin cushions and amazing ceramics. And finally, I am so excited to share with you that she came out with her first line of fabric. Take a look at this quilt behind me. The fabric is called So Good, and because it's called So Good, of course I had to do something sewing with it, so I decided to do the large spools. This was a quilt we made for our sew-off or during our birthday bash last year, and I decided it needed a pattern. So we have these great quilting, sewing fabrics to use in this wonderful quilt. So let me show you how to make this. So to make this quilt, you're going to need one packet of 10-inch squares, and we have used So Good fabric by Deborah Fisher for Windham Fabrics. You're going to need some background fabric, and I've used a 2.5-inch roll and a 1.5-inch roll, and that takes care of all your sashing and your inner border and all these side pieces on the spools. You're going to need some accent fabric, and that accent fabric you're going to need a yard, and that's for the tops and bottoms of your spools right here. Our border is a nice big 6-inch border, and you're going to need 1 3/4 yards for that. And for your binding, you're going to need 3/4 of a yard. And she made this awesome binding that goes either direction. So for your backing, you're going to need 9 yards. I know that sounds like a lot, but this is a really big quilt. Now, if you use a 108 fabric, you're only going to need 3 yards. And this makes a quilt that is 89 by 98. So this is the block we're talking about right here. It's a really simple spool quilt. It's based off of Misty's tiny spool quilt when we did the triple play on spools. But last year at our birthday bash, we needed a quick and easy quilt to make so we could, you know, win the sew-off. And so we actually made the large spools out of it, and I thought it deserved a pattern. And when this line of fabric came out, I was like, yes, this is the one. So I actually love Deborah Fisher. She's a great gal, and she has a wonderful business making ceramic, and she calls them thingamals. So she makes these little pin cushions. Her Instagram is Fish Museum and Circus, and she does these cute little creatures. This little girl she made for me, and she literally sits on my shelf behind me and sews with me every day. She's absolutely adorable, and these are all pins. These little things in her head, she makes these cute little pins to put in here. So you'll want to check her out. But when I saw this fabric, I was just smitten, and I knew that we had to use it in a quilt. So it has all kinds of fun things in it. It's got scissors, it's got the strawberries from the little strawberry pin cushion, it's got buttons, it's got her thingamals in it and her little girl. The whole fabric line was basically designed around this one print right here with her little dolls in them with the little hats. And they're just so cute. This is pins. And then she made this great idea for a binding strip, and it's this right here, and this comes in several colors, and actually she made it so you can cut it this way or you can cut it this way, you know, however you want to cut it. And if you want to focus on this strip, you can cut it in here. If you want to focus out here, you can cut it out here. So lots of options for this quilt, and this is a super easy quilt to make, but really stunning, as you can see from the quilt behind me. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of these squares, just like this, one of these 10-inch squares, and we are going to cut it directly in half, just like this. And you are going to do this to your whole packet of 10-inch squares, and this is your spool. You're done, made. So put this in one pile and put this in one pile. You want them separate. We're going to do something else with these out here. So these are your spools here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make the top and the bottom to the spool. So to do that, you're going to cut a 7-inch piece of your accent fabric. Your accent fabric is this part right here that makes the spool top and bottom, and it's 7 inches across. And then you're going to sew a 1.5-inch strip to both sides, just like this. I mean, just easy as sewing that on there, and we're going to press that back. So I have one here that's done, because it's just super easy to do that. And this one is pressed back and ready to go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this up like this. And I've been cutting on this one, so you may find this is something you want to do as you go along and you cut things. So I've been cutting on this one, and I see now that it doesn't line up exactly on the thing because it's very easy for our rulers to slip a little bit. So I'm going to clean up this edge right here, and just make sure it's straight. And you'll just want to check that every, you know, maybe every so many cuts, just to make sure that your edge is still lining up straight. And then we're going to cut these at 1 1/2, and we'll need one for the top and one for the bottom. So we're just going to cut our whole little strip sets into these 1 1/2 inch pieces like this. And then we're going to make a pile of them over here. And we're just, you know, this is how I sew. I get a lot of things done because I do a little bit at a time. So then once we have our pieces cut in half for our spools, we're ready to put the sides on the spools. And those are those pieces right here. And we're going to do that first. So these are 10-inch pieces. So you can cut all of your strips into 10-inch pieces, or you can just chain piece them down the side. And that's what I do. So I'm going to take my long strip like this, and I'm just going to put my pieces right along the side, and I'm going to sew them down and add another and add another and add another. So let me show you how I do that. So we can go to the sewing machine over here. So we're just going to line these up along the edge and sew them down the side like this. And then I'm going to add another piece in, just like this. And we'll keep sewing down the side. And you can fill up your whole strip, or like I said, if you like to accurately piece, really accurately, you'll cut them into 10-inch segments. Now for each strip, you're going to get 4 spools sewn on. And we're going to sew a strip now to the other side as well. So I'm going to flip these around and take one more strip here. And I'm just going to lay it on here and start sewing down the other side, because I need one of these pieces on both sides of my spool fabric. Now I didn't worry at all about whether these line up exactly, because I'm going to cut them separately. And so we're at our second one. Here comes our third. One more. All right. So now we're going to cut these apart. And I'm just going to lay my little ruler on here and cut across. And if they're not exact, it doesn't matter, because we can move the ruler from side to side. And what I mean by exact is lined up exactly on the same place on the strip. Oh, this one has a little thread caught. There we go. Let me trim this. And trim it right to the edge of your spool so that your trimming is done when you open it up. So right here, see how there's a little space in between? I'm going to put my ruler on this side and cut this one, and then I'm going to put my ruler over here and cut this one. And so this is just little extra waste right in here. Because our strips are generally going to be about 42 or so long, and so generally it takes 4 squares, 10-inch squares to do it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we are going to press these back. Just roll them back to the outside like this. And we're going to do this to all of our spools. So you'll have 42 of these when you're done. And we're just going to keep pressing them. And see, even this little light one is going to make a cute little spool. All right, so now we're ready to add the tops and bottoms of our spool. And so we're going to come over here to our little strip pile right here, and this makes our top and bottom. And so we're just going to put one of these on the top and one of these on the bottom. Now, if your 1/4 inch seams are just perfect, these will line up perfectly. If they're not quite perfect, then what you want to do is, if one is a little bit bigger, you're going to put that bigger piece on the bottom. So mine looks like the top of my spool is just a little bit bigger, so I'm going to put that on the bottom because there's no seam to nest it up to, so we're just sewing it across the top. So I'm going to lay it on here, And I'm going to sew it. Now, the reason I put it on the bottom is because the feed dogs take in a little bit more fabric. So if it's just a little bigger, it will just kind of ease that in as we sew along, and it will just fit perfectly. So we're going to sew this across. Come down here and sew this one on, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to leave my little piece on the bottom because it's just a hair bigger. All right, so there's our spool. We're going to press this back. And you're going to do that to all your little spool blocks. And I like to just roll them back, and then the darker fabric stays underneath the darker fabric, and so it won't show through. All right, so then this is our little spool right here. Wasn't that quick and easy? So to put these together, we're going to put a little 1.5-inch sashing in here. So this is this right here. It's what I used my 1.5 inches for. It's going to go right here in the middle, and it's going to go right across the bottom, just to give them a little bit of separation. So we're going to sew these together in rows of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 rows. So this is a little backwards. Usually it's 6 by 7. This is 7 by 6 because our spools are longer than they are wide. And so it just makes a great quilt. Now all these other pieces that we have left over out here, oh, I just couldn't bear not to use those. So I put a little tiny 1.5-inch border in here, and then I literally sewed them around as a second border all the way around the quilt. I think it looks so darling. Then I added another 1.5 inch border out here, and finally my big border, which is this darling little fabric that's based on the little girl that sews with me. And I love the quilting pattern that we used. So you can probably see it best on the white, but it's called Spools of Thread, and that's what it is. It has this little spool right here and a little needle, and the thread winds around. It's just really a cute pattern. And take a look at the back. Look at these scissors. I just love this. I think this is just a darling, darling fabric. I just love the scissors. I think it's so fun. And it just makes a great quilt. Again, it's like 89 by 98. It's a big quilt for one layer cake. So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the Big Spools quilt from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you aren't already part of the Missouri Star Quilt Company family, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss a thing. And if you click that bell, it'll notify you every time a new tutorial comes out. See you next Friday.